Leo, I'm Ronique and welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to your June 2025 monthly tarot reading. This is where we're going to look at the astrological energies of the month of June and see how they're impacting you. I will tell you that this is a big month for all of us because Jupiter will enter Cancer. Jupiter does move signs once a year, so this is an annual event, so very important in our astrology, as well as Mercury in your sign, Leo, will enter retrograde shadow by the end of the month. So this is going to be a pivotal month for you, Leo. Try and get whatever you need initiated during the month of June, because I will tell you once we move into July, you all especially will be impacted by Mercury retrograding. Also this month, we will have the Sun in Cancer squaring both Neptune and Saturn in their freshly new sign of Aries. So big month coming up. Let's get right into it. You start off with some congratulatory news. 6 of Wands, always beautiful to see, as well as the High Priestess, major arcana. By the time you move into mid-June, 2 of Swords in the reverse, as well as the Magician card, possibly trying to start something new here. Another major arcana, as well as the 10 of Swords. So interesting dichotomy between that and the Magician, as well as the 7 of Pentacles, possibly starting something that you have been really putting some time towards. Lastly, King of Cups and the Chariot card. Cancerian energy there. I will tell you, we do have a Cancer new moon this month, as well as the Sun moving into Cancer. So you all could be affected by that Cancerian energy quite a bit with your cards. All right, let's go ahead and pull a card representing this is a card representing where is it that you have had energy from the month of May spill over into June. So Spirit, what energy does... Oh, you know what? I'm realizing my cards are reversed. That's why I got confused, Leo. All right, let's do this again. Spirit, can you tell me where... We're going to use that one. Look at that, the Star card. So this is the energy you bring into the month of June. The Star card, beautiful energy there, Aquarius energy. I do think for many of you all, this has been a time of self-realization with Mars in your sign most of 2025. I do think many of you all have had this huge spotlight on yourself for initiating goals. And I do think that this Star card is telling you throughout the month of June, really prioritize yourself, but also working with others. Remember, Aquarius is that card of community, working together, but it's also the card of self-realization. And I do think that you all are coming into a really nice time here, especially with that 6 of Wands right there, some type of news coming on in. So let's go ahead now and pull an oracle message card. Spirit, can you send my Leos an oracle message for the month of June? And you have rest and rejuvenate. And what did I just say about taking some time for yourself? So this is going to be a month, Leo, for you to really pay attention to yourself. If you need to get out into nature, meditate, recharge yourself. If you're able to take a vacation, get away from the office or your clients, this is going to be the month to do it. And I do think, Leo, especially like I said with that Mars in your sign, you all have been going. And this is a sign now to take a break. So that's really nice to see for you, Leo, because you all are a sign, you and Aries are a sign of like go. So I do think that that is really beautiful to see. So let's go ahead and start here. The 6 of Wands, High Priestess, the first week of June. We do have Venus entering Taurus on the 6th, as well as Mercury conjunct Jupiter in Gemini at 29 degrees on the 8th. This is like benefic conversations and opportunities. I do think you all have some type of congratulatory news coming towards you, whether this is accepting a job offer, whether this is acquiring a new client, possibly you hear back on an offer that you put in on a home. There's something here where you are able to get congratulatory news. And I also think this is something you have been feeling for a while. And I think if it doesn't necessarily materialize in the physical world this first week of June, just know this is energy that is in the air. So you might want to go and apply for things or do things that you haven't thought of before. If it comes to you intuitively, really pay attention to those messages and try and tap into your intuitive side, Leo, because I do think there's some positive aspects of this coming to you that first week. And then once we get to the 8th, Mercury enters Cancer. So this is more conversation, but on a more intuitive and emotional side. So I do think that first week of June, Leo, really expect some good news. Now, by the time we move into the second week of June, look at these. These cards are interesting together because the Two of Swords in reverse is that card of like needing to make a decision, but now you're like trying to find clarity on how to make a decision, right? And then the Magician card in reverse, this is like you want momentum going, right? So both of these together is like feeling like you don't have all the information to really move forward, or you want to initiate some type of new thing like I told you to do in the first week. But now you're feeling like, okay, maybe you're like second guessing yourself. And I do think that by the time we get to June 9th, when Jupiter enters Cancer, this could be a time where bigger emotions are bubbling up. And I do think that Sagittarius full moon on the 11th of June is going to put you into a better space. I do think that there's going to be some type of revelation here at that Sagittarius full moon that helps you move through this energy. So you're not feeling kind of like stuck, or you're not feeling like you don't have all the tools you need to move forward. So pay attention to who comes into your life, what messages come up around that Sagittarius full moon on the 11th. Now, by the time you move into mid-month, into the later part of the month, look at this. 10 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles, right around June 15th. This is when Mars in your sign, Leo, squares Uranus and Taurus. So this is tension around your family, work balance, money conversations. There's something here that you need to end mentally, Leo. If you have been holding on to a dead-end job, holding on to an old belief system that you can't make more money, or that you can't acquire the resources you need, there's something here around ending those mental stories that you keep telling yourself. And I do think that Mars entering Virgo on the 17th is going to be kind of like a relief to you all, because Mars has been in your sign for so long. I mean, it went in and out, you and Cancer. And so I do think Mars entering Virgo on the 17th and then the Sun entering Cancer on the 20th is going to give a whole different perspective to this conversation that you've been having with yourself. And I do think if you can get through that momentum of, this mental energy weighing you down, I do think there's some type of blessings here of money resources that you have been waiting on for a long time. So really pay attention what comes up between that Sagittarius full moon and that Cancer new moon on the 25th. Now, by the time you are ending the month, Leo, this is when we have King of Cups, Chariot card, Cancerian energy here. This is when we have that new moon on the 25th. Mercury will now enter your sign, Leo, on the 26th. So communications could stem around courage, being able to go after what you want. That Chariot card is in the upright is staying on track, going after what you want. Mercury and Leo opposing Pluto and Aquarius August on the 29th. But I will tell you, now that Mercury is in your sign, Leo, it will enter retrograde shadow on June 30th. So use this month, Leo, to really put into action, whether it's job applications or trying to start something new or just getting more traction on what you've already built here with that 7 of Pentacles. I do feel like by the time we get to July 4th, Neptune will turn retrograde in Aries. So remember, get what you need done. You're on the right track, Leo. By the time we're entering July, we enter big retrograde season. So try to use what you have this month to really get some momentum going. So far, it looks like a really great month for you, Leo. So take a look at your sun, moon, and rising signs in this video series. Drop me a comment. Let me know, what are you looking forward to this month? If you haven't looked at those career readings for mid-May to mid-June, I will leave the link below. All right, Leo, I'll talk to you later.